Have you ever wondered how they do it? How do the leaders who build empires, the ones who seem to change the world, make their choices? They appear to move with a speed and a certainty that most of us find, well, pretty elusive. They launch rockets. They build global marketplaces from their garages. They make billion-dollar bets that reshape industries. It's not that they have more time in their day. We all get the same 24 hours. And it's not that they are simply smarter. The difference lies in how they see the decisions in front of them. For them, it's not about making the perfect choice every single time. It's about knowing which choices truly matter. Most of us see every decision as a monumental, permanent event. We treat choosing a paint color for the living room with the same mental energy as considering a career change. We agonize over which restaurant to pick for dinner, as if it were a binding contract. Billionaires, the leaders who build things that last, have a different filter. They understand that there are two types of doors. One type of door is a one-way street. Once you walk through, you can't go back. These are the big, consequential decisions. The other type of door is a two-way door. And if you don't like it, you can easily walk right back out. Most people live in a state of decision fatigue. Think about your own day. From the moment you wake up, the questions begin. What should I wear? What should I eat for breakfast? Should I answer this email now or later? Should I go to the gym after work? Each question, no matter how small, consumes a tiny piece of your mental energy. We believe that by giving every choice our full attention, we are being responsible and thorough. But what we are actually doing is draining our cognitive fuel tank on the small stuff, leaving us with little energy for the big, important decisions that truly shape our lives. This is the trap of trivial choices. We get stuck in analysis paralysis. We spend weeks researching the best brand of blender. We create spreadsheets to compare vacation destinations. We debate endlessly about which streaming service to subscribe to. The underlying reason we do this is often fear. Fear of making a mistake. Fear of regret. Fear of missing out on a slightly better option. So we overinvest our time and energy in the pursuit of a perfect outcome for an imperfect and unimportant problem, forgetting that our focus is a finite resource. To gain clarity, we must first clear the clutter. The path to making better big decisions starts with making fewer small ones. When Jeff Bezos was considering leaving his high-paying job on Wall Street to start an online bookstore, it was a monumental, one-way door decision. The risks were enormous. He had a great career, a stable income, a secure future. His idea, selling books over this new thing called the internet, seemed absurd to many at the time, including his boss. Most people would make a pros and cons list, but Bezos didn't. He used a different framework, the regret minimization framework. Instead of focusing on now, he projected forward in time. He imagined himself at 80 years old, sitting in a rocking chair, looking back on his life. From that vantage, he asked one question: would I regret not trying this? He wasn't asking if he'd regret failing. He was asking if he'd regret never taking the shot. The goal wasn't to avoid failure, it was to avoid the deep, gnawing regret of inaction. Viewed this way, the answer was clear. If he stayed, he'd always wonder, what if? He'd regret missing the internet revolution. Potential failure paled beside guaranteed regret. Leaving his bonus behind was temporary. A missed life opportunity would hurt forever. It connects daily decisions to long-term values and a life well lived. It cuts through short-term noise and fear. It forces us to ask what truly matters over a lifetime. It aligns actions with our deepest purpose. Starting Amazon wasn't just business. It was the answer to the story he wanted to write for his life. When most people look at a problem, they tend to reason by analogy. We see a situation and think, what has been done before? What is everyone else doing? This is how industries become stagnant. Elon Musk, however, operates from a completely different starting point. This is called first principles thinking. It involves breaking down a complex problem into its most basic, foundational elements. The truths that you know are real. And then reasoning up from there. For example, rockets were considered astronomically expensive. Musk asked, what is a rocket actually made of? The raw materials cost about 2% of a finished rocket. The other 98% was manufacturing, assembly, and process, the way things had always been done. By starting from materials science and engineering, he could build for a fraction of the cost, making reusability, once a fantasy, a core business objective. With Tesla, the question became, what are the fundamental components of a battery pack? And what do those materials cost? The opportunity was to reinvent supply chain and manufacturing from first principles. First principles. Thinking is what allows him to see possibilities where others only see obstacles. It is the physics of problem solving. For decades, Warren Buffett has been one of the most successful investors in history. It's a remarkably simple concept he calls the circle of competence. Inside this circle are the things we understand deeply. Outside the circle are the things we don't. His genius is knowing exactly where the perimeter lies and to never, ever step outside of it when making an investment decision. So how do we take these powerful ideas from Bezos, Musk, and Buffett and apply them to our own lives? We just need a simple, practical framework. Let's call it the $1 billion decision filter. It consists of 3 simple questions you can ask yourself whenever you face a significant choice. A one-way door decision that feels heavy and important. Warren Buffett. Is this inside my circle of competence? Be honest with yourself. Do you truly understand the variables at play? Career change, a major purchase, a business venture? Have you done the work to understand the landscape? If the answer is no, your first step isn't to make the decision. Your first step is to learn. Expand your circle to include this problem or walk away. Don't gamble. Operate from a position of knowledge. Elon Musk. Have I reasoned from first principles? Are you making this decision based on what everyone else is doing? Or have you broken the problem down to its fundamental truths? Are your assumptions really true? Or are they just inherited wisdom? Ask, what does a customer truly need? What is the most direct, fundamental way to deliver that value? Finally, ask the question from Jeff Bezos. 10 years from now, will I regret not doing this? This is the ultimate tiebreaker. This is the question that connects your decision to your heart, to your values, to your life story. It cuts through short-term fear and focuses on long-term fulfillment. Then, the path forward becomes clear. You can act with confidence, not because you are certain of the outcome, but because you are certain of the process. This is how you stop making choices and start building a life. Billionaires don't think faster, they think clearer. If you want more empire mindset strategies, subscribe now, because your next decision could change everything.